Yo, what's up guys? This is Saiyan here coming at you with another video. Today we are looking at another Gundam MS War starter deck, and this is from the final set that was incomplete. Basically looking at the Principality of Zeon starter deck here today. We also got an Earth Federation starter in this particular set, and that is pretty much what we saw. There are a few promo cards out there as well, a couple of battlefield cards, couple of pilots that came out, and that's about it. It's around about 40 cards altogether printed for Principality of Zeon, and around about the same number of cards printed for Earth Federation as well. What I absolutely love about this particular starter is when you read the back and you look at just the that that insanity that card games used to be back in the early 2000s. So first of all, check this out: 2 holographic cards, not just the one, 2. And this is my favorite one. Gundam MS War trading card game gives you 2 ways to win. Oh, wow. Amazing stuff. Realistically, they were planning to do boosters for these 2 factions as well. It never materialized, unfortunately. I would really love to see more cards, though, for this particular I suppose universe, because obviously the Gundam Wing stuff, which is the first set, is all about. It's fairly complete. We did definitely get all of the cards, whereas for these cards, actually, not only obviously nowhere near into the depths of the anime, but also there are quite a few cards mentioned on these cards that never were printed, which is quite an interesting thing. But anyway, let's jump into the starter and then see where we end up. We still have Piccolo, of course. Okay, so obviously we're gonna get Char's Naval, Char's Zaku, the Red Comet, Justice Mia. This is really cool box, actually. Even though they only use the image from the cards, I still think it's a pretty neat looking box there. And we go into this, and they've basically put these cards into this little plastic pouch, really. All of the foils see bending. It's no surprise, really. These cards are, I don't know, 20 years old. They've been resting in this pack for 20 years. So it's not like it's vacuum packed either, so it actually does breathe through. There's even a hole on it. So is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I don't know. They certainly weren't into putting these specific cards into some magnificent packaging, but then again, it does serve the purpose. I really like these war experience counters. I think they look really nice, though. And then we get a rulebook, which does look different from the first set, and they've also changed the artwork. Not much else has changed. I mean, the cards still function the way they did, but they did refresh it, so they did put some time and effort in it. And this time the card list only includes, obviously, the Gundam cards, the original Gundam cards. And Mobile Suit Gundam. And then we do get a redesigned battlefield as well. And I do like this, I'm not gonna lie. Although I do like the first starters battlefield as well. I also like that they include a 2-player mat. Or if you do have 2 starters, then obviously you can use the larger ones. But that's about it. That's what you get. Obviously, we are mostly interested in the cards themselves. So let's go into those bad boys. Let's see what we got in here. Expertly sliced open with a pair of trusty scissors, and immediately we are greeted by Char himself, one of the two foils from the set. Really good pilot, although a little bit expensive for a 3 cost, but basically he's new type, so that means that he can block armor array. Armor array can only be blocked by new type pilots. They haven't really done much else with that keyword, but the community might. So yeah, we don't really know that just yet. He does get a buff of 2 clash points if he is defending against a suit with 5 or more clash points. And there is his Zaku, which is a really cool looking card. It's a really cool suit as well. 4 for 4 is generally a good value anyway, I find. But the fact that he's basically got vigilance if you play magic. Basically, he can attack and he can immediately then go back to your dock, so you can also defend with this card during your opponent's turn, which is just really good. Then we got Makube. Very good pilot again. Not only does he increase your crash points by 1, he also makes all your Zeon event cards 1 resource cheaper, which is really good. Then we got Rambarel. He increases your clash points by 2, which is, it's a generally good sort of range. The only pilot that's like absolutely broken is Trace from set 1, the starter. He gives 2 clash points for only 1 resource point. And not only, well, he can only be attached to Oz, but anyway, how the game has evolved now, you would only be able to run him in an Oz deck anyway, because that's how the communities changed some of these rules. And when his Gundam, his suit is destroyed, then he goes to the defunct pile, which is it's a good little trade-off. Then we got Garmazabi, another good one. Basically, he either increases your clash points by 1, but if he is on a battleship, then he will give you 2, so useful in suits, even more useful in battleship cards. Claw Hammond, again, increases clash points by 1, but if you got pilots in your dry dock, then she will give 2, so again, she scales up a little bit as well. The Black Trinary is really good. You get 2 clash points when attacking, but you lose 1 when you're defending, so I think it's still a sweet card. And then Flanagan Boon, again, he gives you 1 extra clash points and gives you MS type C, which can be really useful against certainly some of the Oz cards that might tend to attack with with the cancers that have like C type, and you can defend if you got this guy on. Then we got Charles Gok. Just a good little suit, I suppose. 4 for 3, can only be defended by C type, so that's cool. Then we have our first mobile armor, Azam. This is another really good card. Not only is he a mobile armor, which you will need for one of the battlefield cards we're going to look at in a minute, but he's also Sand type, so he can block the Meganax and all that stuff. You can basically, what you want to do with this card is hold him back, not attack. Just mill 1 of the top of your opponent's deck once per turn, hold him back to defend. That's what Azam does. Really good card. Egg Guy, another C type that can only be defended by C type, so again, I like that. Zanzibar, really good. Not only is he the strongest battleship you have for the Zeon faction, but you can also send this to your dry dock and put 3 cards back from your dry dock on top of your supply base, which is amazing. That's really good. And then we got Zaku 1. This is not a good suit. We got Zaku 2. It's an alright suit. Definitely on par with a lot of the Leos from Oz. Goof is very good. In general, I like Goof. It has a promo battlefield card that can give him 2 more clash points. And if we would have gotten the Heat Rod event, I'm sure that would be an amazing event too. Then we got Dom. Again, not too bad. 3 for a defender, but 4 as an attacker. So again, that's pretty good actually. Then we got the generic Zugok, another good one, sort of good one, not the best. C-type still, so can defend against cancers and another. If you're against another Zeon deck, then that's good as well. Then we got Grabro, another mobile armor, which you will need if you want to run that particular battlefield that I'm going to show you in a minute. And again, this can only be defended by MS type C cards. This is probably the most powerful sort of non-Gundam suit that has a type that can't be defended. It can only be defended by C type. So really powerful actually. Dop, it's an okay little card. It's nothing too broken, but if you do have the next battleship, not this one. Anyway, you can bring him back basically is what I'm saying with Dop. So little swarmy card, but nothing super amazing. Charles Musai is amazing though. Not only is he a battleship, but you can destroy it to move Char Zaku back into your hand from your dry dock, so that's really good. Gao is the one I meant. It goes well with Dop. These two cards work together really nicely. Obviously, Gao allows you to basically send your Dops to the bottom of your supply base when they die. And then moving on to the events, the Red Comet, send an MS card with Gundam in its name from your opponent's hand to the dry dock. So this obviously allows you to look into your opponent's hand because you will pick a specific card that has Gundam in its name. Really, really good event. Speech, another really good event. All MS cards with a pilot attached get +1. Clash Point, just really powerful. Guerrilla Band, an opponent receives battle damage equal to the number of your pilots in play. Again, just really good. Spy, another really good event for Zeon. Again, you discard an event from your opponent's hand into the dry dock. Makube's Tactics, just fucking broken. Either destroy a battlefield card or discard 3 cards from your opponent's hand. Those 3 cards are chosen by your opponent, but still three cards in a game where drawing is somewhat difficult to get. Jet Stream Attack, just again, all the events in Zeon are really good. When 3 MS cards with exactly the same name are in play, increase their clash points by 2, and you do that for 2, so you get +6 clash points for 2 cost spent. Yes, you do have to have 3 of them with the exact same name, but just really powerful. On to the battlefields. North America, you need to have at least 2 pilots in play. And in your attacks phase, you can increase all of the Zeon MS-type battleship cards clash points by 1. So that's good. Odessa, this card is amazing. Works super well with the pilot that also reduces the cost of your event card. So Makube, obviously Makube's on the picture as well. If you get both of these down, your event cards will cost 2 less, which is crazy. Yes, hefty battle scar, your opponent scores a war experience point, but you gotta defend it, and that's how it is. And then we got the Zeon Mining Colony, and this is why I said you want to have some mobile armors. You need to have 2 mobile armors in play to be able to play this, and then you draw a card from your supply base at each player's preliminary phase. So it gives you... You draw 1 for your turn, then you can draw 1 for Zeon, and then your opponent's turn you also draw 1. It's probably one of the best draw engines. Yeah, again, you need to discard all your hand, but it is just an amazing draw engine. Don't forget, guys, we have a 7 hand size max. And then we got 2 mission objectives that we're currently not using, but basically score 2 war experience points and destroy 3 battlefield cards. And rebel forces will come out if you meet one of the 2 mission objectives, so that's pretty cool. And the other one would be score 7 war experience points. Hello. and your rebel forces become active after 4 experience points. Why do I like this starter? Because it is a near complete package. Besides the heat rod event, which obviously it should have, you don't put a card into a starter deck that refers to a card that's not in the starter deck. Every game designer should know that, really. But you have a really solid draw engine, you got really solid pilots. They're basically all Gundam pilots. You don't really have many, if any, dock pilots. So they can all buff your guys. Plus, then you got events that will obviously stop your opponent from attacking with suits that don't have pilots attached, and in case they're building a deck to go that way, then you can really put a good little stop into their game plan. Char Zaku is just too good to be true. I mean, this card is amazing. I really, really, really like this card. It is cheap. It's not overpowered, clash points wise, but ability wise, for sure. Just having a suit with vigilance is great. And then you got Char. Char's good, and you need him for the Zaku to have its effect. So don't forget that. But in general, I like Char anyway. I think he's a great character. I think both factions are good. I have opened one of the Earth Federation boosters, but I will have coming your way, guys, as well, so you can check out what we have in that one. But this is it for now, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this particular starter, Principality of Zeon. I think it's a near complete package. Some really sweet cards in here, definitely worthwhile the purchase. Up until next time, guys, Bastian signing out. Peace out, YouTube.